Greetings, it's AZa-z here, and today I am going to be showing you how to validate a postcode using Kotlin. So in this tutorial I'll be using the UK format for postcode. However, you can easily swap this with any other country postcode format you want to, so don't worry. So let's get right into it. So basically we've got two variables here, postcode and postcode 2, just to give you two different postcodes to show you that this works. This is of 10 Downing Street, and this is a random Tesco in Manchester. Both are very significant places if you ask me. And then we do print line, is valid postcode, postcode. Basically we're going to be making a function that returns a true or a false, we pass in our postcode, and we're going to print out the result. So let's define the function. So basically we're going to do fun, is valid postcode, postcode colon string colon boolean. So this is a function and it's called is valid postcode. Postcode is going to be the one parameter we pass in, it's going to be a string, and then we're going to do boolean at the end because we want to return a true or a false. So the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to clean up this postcode. So we're going to do val cleaned postcode equals postcode.replace // dot to regex with nothing. So basically, if we want to represent an empty space, we need to do // and then 2.regex. And then we can just do two speech marks to tell it to replace it with nothing. When I mean by replace it with nothing, I literally mean we're going to remove something and then replace it with nothing. It's a very weird thing to say, I'm going to be honest. But basically, we're going to be cleaning the postcode because we want to remove all the spaces, and most, maybe even all UK postcodes can be represented with a space, but the validation requires us to remove them. So we're going to do that. You may want to remove this line if a regex you're using wants to see a space in the postcode, or if you're in a country that doesn't even have spaces in the postcodes, then you kind of don't need this because there'll be no spaces to remove. We are now going to do two lines of code, and don't worry, this is going to be in the description below, so you can copy and paste. But basically, we're going to be doing val regex equals regex, and then we're going to do this gigantic pattern. And this is too big to actually fit on the screen, because postcodes are quite complicated. But then you put a bracket at the end, obviously. But this line of code will be in the description below, so you can just copy and paste it. But basically, we're making a regex. And basically, this regex has a set of rules, and what we can do is we can check if a string matches those sets of rules. So what we can do is we can do return regex.matches cleaned postcode. So regex is our regex object here, and we're checking if this cleaned up postcode with the spaces removed matches the rules defined in this regex. If it does, it's valid, we can return a true. If it's not, we return false because it's not a valid postcode. So with that out of the way, we're going to save our work and hit play. So this SW12AA is a valid postcode. It should be. That's 10 Downing Street. But now let's put in postcode 2 and see what happens. It's also valid because it is a postcode where in Manchester where a Tesco exists. Now let's put in some random characters. In fact, let's just try and validate the string postcode 2 and see what happens. Well, it says false. Now let's do AAA, AAA. So we're going to do 4 A's followed by 3 A's. And that's false. Now we're just going to put 1 A and then a 1 in there and see what happens. That's also false. So thanks for being a great audience, be sure to leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you want to see more Kotlin tutorials. Thanks for being a great audience.